How do you feel about your DMs with Drake being leaked to the world?
My DMs were never leaked. It's not my DMs.
There's a lot of people posting DMs.
I don't know why they did.
Y'all was saying some weird shit, bro. I wasn't going to say nothing. Because you my brother. No.
A lot of it was grand, but some of it
why
was
was you comparing briefs?
No, what?
Yeah.
Whew. Drake is in hot water right now. Some leaked DMs just hit the internet and they're blowing the lid off some serious behind-the-scenes dirt. We're talking shady power plays, like allegedly paying off employees at a certain company just to get social media accounts that criticize him taken down. But it doesn't stop there. These messages hint at way more than just social media drama. Drake's even being accused of tracking people's locations. Wild, right? And to make things messier, one of his own close friends is allegedly caught up in some real sketchy behavior. People are buzzing about an inappropriate situation involving a younger woman. And it's putting a nasty stain on Drake's inner circle. The full story isn't out yet, but so far, it's not looking good. All of this chaos is hitting while Drake's already knee-deep in a major legal fight with Universal Music Group. He's trying to prove that UMG allegedly used dirty tricks to boost Kendrick Lamar's diss track. But in a twist, Drake actually scored a legal win this week. A judge gave him the green light to demand Kendrick's contracts and the salary and bonus info for UMG's top execs. That's a serious move.
Judge Vargas denied UMG's motion to stay discovery in their legal battle with Drake, which means the receipts must be brought forth.
Still, the DMs are painting a picture of someone who's not ready to let this rap beef go. Word is, he's even paying people behind the scenes to get anyone banned if they say anything negative about him. The lengths he's allegedly going to? Straight up next level. What's got everyone really talking is how this whole mess ties right back into Drake's beef with Universal and Kendrick. Fans are spinning theories like crazy. Some are saying this is all just a strategic power play, like Drake's moving pieces on a giant chessboard. They're convinced he's got a real shot at winning the lawsuit against UMG. But not everyone's buying it. A lot of folks are saying this could backfire hard. Because if it turns out UMG actually did use shady methods to push Kendrick's diss track, then who's to say they didn't use the exact same dirty tricks to help Drake too? That would blow his whole argument to pieces. Now, let's talk about those DMS, because this is where it gets even wilder. Who leaked them? Why? Was it someone in Drake's own camp turning their back on him? If so, that's betrayal on a whole other level, and it raises big questions about how all of this might mess with his legal fight against UMG. The messages were supposedly leaked by someone close to Drake, and what they reveal, straight up scandalous. It looks like Drake's allegedly been pulling strings behind the scenes, using his money and influence to silence people who speak out against him. According to what's in the DMs, he's been paying folks at X to shut down accounts that talk trash about him. But it didn't stop there. He allegedly even dropped cash to track down the real-world locations of these users. That's some heavy-handed stuff. This whole situation is turning real creepy. Like, clapping back on social media is one thing, but allegedly tracking down someone's real-life location just because they posted something negative? That's beyond extra. It's straight up unsettling. But it gets even worse. The leaked DMs didn't just expose Drake allegedly trying to silence critics. They also spilled some disturbing tea about one of his close friends. According to the messages, there are serious accusations about someone in his circle being involved in an inappropriate situation with a girl way younger than him. It's got people shook. In one DM, Drake even talks about being on a podcast where a 14-year-old girl said she was there with her 25-year-old man, and folks are rightfully raising eyebrows. Now, Drake's loyal fans are trying to downplay everything, saying the DMs didn't really show anything wild. But let's be real. Just the fact that he's still caught up talking about Kendrick shows he's clearly not over that beef.
Discover that they don't already know, though. That the machine puts, a little extra oomph behind records that are already moving, just like I'm sure they're doing with Nokia right now.
For someone who always claims to be unbothered, he's putting in a lot of energy into trying to control the narrative. And we still don't even know who Drake was supposedly talking to in those leaked messages. Some folks online are guessing it might have been DJ Academics, but there's no concrete proof to confirm that yet. As for Drake, he's been silent about the DMs themselves, but he did pop out to celebrate a big legal win against UMG. According to Variety, the judge ruled on April 2nd in New York that Drake can officially move forward with his demands to access Kendrick Lamar's contracts, despite UMG trying to block it. Judge Jeanette Vargas sided with Drake's legal team, letting them start questioning execs and pulling those docs. So here's the background. Last month, UMG begged the judge to pause the discovery process. Why? Because Drake was coming in hot, demanding every single contract Kendrick's ever signed, plus all the juicy details on salaries and bonuses for Interscope's CEO John Janik and other big names at Universal. UMG fired back, saying Drake's demands were over the top and would be a massive burden. Talking about digging through tons of paperwork, emails, contracts, and data, both physical and digital. But a source close to the case said that even though this hearing focused on Drake's demands, UMG isn't sitting back either. They're prepping to dig for info of their own related to the original lawsuit. Still, Drake is already acting like he's won a major round. He even dropped a statement through his lawyer, Michael Gottlieb, saying, "Now it's time to see what UMG was so desperately trying to hide." That's a bold move. But here's where things twist again. Drake's legal squad just quietly dropped one of their biggest claims, that UMG conspired with unknown players and paid people to use bots to blow up Kendrick's diss track. That was a huge part of his original complaint. But his fans are brushing it off, saying it doesn't matter. Drake's still going after them for allegedly shady deals and secret backdoor moves. The bot claim, they say, was just one part of a bigger play. Meanwhile, others are roasting him, saying this whole lawsuit is just a way to dodge the embarrassment of losing the rap battle.
Gonna come to a point in life where people you thought were friends or people you thought were close to you, they might switch up, they might try and move funny with you, they might stab you in the back, they might do a lot of things to you.
They're calling him salty, saying if this was really about fairness, why didn't he sue Pusha T too? They're convinced he's just trying to spin the story instead of taking the L and moving on. And now, things are starting to feel like a full-on circus. With all this legal noise, leaked DMs, and shady accusations, people are starting to wonder, is Drake actually exposing something real? Or is this all just a smokescreen to save face? Social media's been eating this up. Half the internet is breaking down court docs like it's a crime show, while the other half is clowning Drake for doing everything but admitting he took an L to Kendrick. And let's be honest, the fact that he's throwing his whole legal team at UMG instead of directly clapping back with music has fans divided. Some say this is the smartest thing he's ever done. Others? They say it reeks of desperation. What's even messier is how quiet Kendrick's been through all of this. Not a single peep from him. No reaction, no trolling, nothing. And that silence? It's hitting harder than any diss track. Meanwhile, Drake's out here moving like he's in damage control mode, dropping legal bombs, celebrating wins, and getting caught up in leaked message scandals all at once. And people are starting to ask the big question, what if these legal moves backfire? What if digging into UMG exposes him too? 'Cause if it turns out they helped him just like they may have helped Kendrick, this whole thing could collapse on him. At this point, it's not just about rap beef anymore. This is about pride, power, and a whole lot of secrets that weren't supposed to see the light of day. And trust. This drama's far from over. And let's not forget, Drake's reputation is hanging by a thread right now. Between the lawsuit heat and those leaked DMs, people are really starting to question how far he's willing to go to protect his image. What's even more wild? Some fans are now wondering if the leaks were an inside job. Like maybe someone close to him wanted this out there to shake things up. Think about it. Why would these messages drop right when he's ramping up pressure on UMG? Was this a calculated hit to distract from something else? Or maybe someone in his own circle is tired of covering for him and decided to flip the script. Either way, the timing is way too suspicious to ignore. And while Drake's got his legal team working overtime, people are pointing out that he's been weirdly quiet on the music front. No new diss, no response to Kendrick's track, just legal moves and media silence. For someone known to always keep a mic close, that hush is loud. Is he playing chess or just stalling? Meanwhile, fans are digging through the DMs looking for more dirt, and some are even questioning if there's more stuff hidden we haven't seen yet. If that's true, this could be just the tip of the iceberg. Bottom line, Drake's in a tight spot. The pressure's stacking, the internet's watching every move, and one wrong slip could blow this whole thing open. This drama's getting deeper by the day, and if the leaks keep coming, it might not just be Drake's legal case that crumbles. It could be his whole public image. Now here's where things really start to twist, because folks are beginning to say that this whole drama might not just hurt Drake in court, but could end up shaking the entire industry. If Drake really gets access to UMG's internal files, Kendrick's contracts, exec salaries, private deals, he's not just pulling receipts for his own case. He might be opening a door that labels do not want opened.
Bots that have been used for all artists. All Drake is going to expose is secrets that have helped him too. And I don't even know if they're secrets, to be honest with you. Are they secrets? Or is that just standard record business practice?
People in the industry are already getting nervous. Insiders are whispering that if Drake starts dragging out those documents, it could expose way more than just who got paid to push a diss track. We're talking years of backroom deals, silent payouts, shady promo tactics, stuff that could blow up relationships between artists and labels across the board. And guess what? If UMG thinks Drake's bluffing, they might be in for a rude awakening. Because even if he is trying to save face after taking a loss to Kendrick, this legal path he's on could force a ton of secrets into the public. And the labels hate that. At the same time, some folks are saying Drake's walking a dangerous line. If anything shady tied to him gets uncovered along the way, like if those leaked DMs connect back to illegal activity or manipulation, he could end up exposing himself more than anyone else. So now it's a full-on game of who blinks first. Will UMG fold and settle behind closed doors? Or will Drake actually push this all the way and risk setting off a bomb that could blow up more than just his beef with Kendrick? Either way, this story is bigger than rap now. It's turning into an industry earthquake. At this point, it's starting to feel like Drake isn't just going after Kendrick or UMG. He's going after the system itself. And if what people are saying is true, this might be the boldest move he's ever made, or the biggest gamble of his entire career. Fans are split down the middle. Some are calling Drake a genius for using the courts instead of a mic, saying he's finally flipping the script on how power works in the music biz. They think he's trying to expose how labels manipulate charts, pump up artists, and control narratives behind the scenes. But others? They say it's all smoke and mirrors, that he's not trying to change anything. He's just bitter he lost and wants revenge. And while Kendrick's been keeping it icy silent, Drake's silence is feeling a little different. It's the kind of quiet that comes when someone's planning something major. With every legal win, he's stacking ammo. But for what? Is he gonna drop a diss track packed with receipts? A full documentary? Or is he just waiting for UMG to crack? Meanwhile, people still haven't forgotten about those leaked DMS. That dark cloud is still hanging over everything, especially with those disturbing allegations involving one of Drake's friends. If more messages drop, it could drag even more names into this mess. And not everyone's gonna make it out clean. One thing's clear. Drake's playing a dangerous game. And whether he's about to flip the whole industry on its head or fall face first into the dirt, everyone's watching. This ain't just beef anymore. It's turning into a war with no rules. And while all eyes are locked on Drake, let's not act like UMG isn't sweating behind the scenes too. Word on the street is that execs are scrambling to keep certain files buried. And if Drake keeps pushing for full transparency in court, it could force the label to air out some very uncomfortable truths. We're talking secret deals, hidden payouts, and maybe even quiet industry blacklists that no one was supposed to know about. Some insiders say this could be a turning point, like the kind that changes how labels operate forever. Because if Drake proves that these major companies are out here using bots, buying influence, and silencing artists when it suits them, that could set off a wave of lawsuits from other artists who've been played the same way.
Hilly got away.
That reminds me, I do want to say this. I want to be on the record. Drake's going to be, he's on that R. Kelly tip.
You think so?
Drizzy Drake likes him young.
What?
He does. That's somewhat known already, but this is one of those things where I want to, you got to say something. Like, remember Louis, that whole thing?
Yeah.
And, like, we knew about that.
Yeah.
And we were just like, I don't know. Jersey Drake's into the young ones. He's going to get got in the next 5 years. Unfortunately. Love me some Jersey Drake, dude.
But here's the risky part for Drake. This courtroom war has no guarantees. One wrong step, one shaky piece of evidence, and this could all boomerang right back on him. Especially with those leaked DMS still floating around. If the court starts connecting those messages to real-world actions, like account tracking or unauthorized payoffs, it could put Drake in a legal mess way deeper than just a rap beef. Meanwhile, fans are speculating like crazy. Some even believe more DMs or audio clips might drop soon. If that happens, this whole thing could spin out of control fast. So now we're looking at a standoff. A superstar with something to prove. A powerhouse label with secrets to hide. And a storm brewing that could shake the music world to its core. Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. It's about to get even uglier. And let's not forget, this all started when that man straight up called Drake a deadbeat dad who abandoned his kid. And yeah, that's harsh, but being labeled a PDF file, that hits way different. What's wild is that these creepy accusations about Drake and his behavior around women have been floating around for years. Back in 2019, comedian Shane Gillis even joked that Drake likes him young. And guess what? Drake didn't say a word. No lawsuit. No denial. Nothing. Fast forward to 2024, Kendrick drops that same type of line in his diss track, and now suddenly Drake's offended? Make it make sense. If it was really that serious, why didn't he check Shane back then? And here's what's even weirder. Drake isn't even suing Kendrick for calling him that. Nope, he's only targeting UMG. All because they profited off Kendrick's track. So what's the real goal here? 'Cause it's giving confusion. If Drake's whole angle is that UMG played dirty by pushing Kendrick's diss, are we really supposed to believe they never did the same for him? Drake was their golden goose. You think they didn't pull strings for him too? And don't get it twisted. I'm all for exposing shady label tactics. But let's be real, Drake acting like he's the underdog taking on the machine? That's rich coming from someone who benefited from that same machine for years. Or maybe this isn't even about Kendrick. Maybe the rumors are true and Drake signed a trash deal, and now he's doing whatever it takes to wiggle out of it. But I want to hear your take. What do y'all think about those leaked DMs? Was Drake out here really tracking accounts? And do you think this lawsuit has legs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your people. And I'll see you on the next one.